And finally, this gentleman here to my right.
Hi guys, my name is Dylan. I was lucky enough to be at most of the regional rounds here today in Indonesia and in Australia where I was exiled for 2 months. It's a lovely place to be exiled, it's very livable.
It was summertime, right?
Yeah, it was really pleasant. Now it's cold.
Did you have any unusual encounters while you were in exile in Australia?
With an animal?
Well, I feel like in Australia, the thing I learned is you shouldn't go to a cafe at like 4 p.m. because everything closed at like 4:30. Like, why do things close so early here? But I also go out on Mondays, and things are still closed.
I know what you mean, Dylan. I've only been in one country where things close earlier than they do in Australia, and that is the country of New Zealand.
Who here is from New Zealand?
Who here is from Old Zealand?
Now, I know that because at one of our events in New Zealand, I think it was Wellington or Christchurch, Daniel went out at about 3 and he said, I'm going to a cafe to do some work. And then about 30 minutes later, he messaged me and said, all the cafes are closed, I'm going back to my hotel.
This is accurate. This was the beautiful city of Christchurch.
Ah, it's Christchurch. Who here is from Christchurch?
Who here is a communist from Christchurch? We know we have at least one.
Yes, we're not joking. Now, that's a little bit about me.
But Dylan, I think there's something else that scholars all over the world, probably some in this room, that they know you for. Something that's similar
friendliness.
to
That's Logan.
Okay.
Dylan is known throughout the different regional rounds for a prominent feature on his face.
My nose.
Not his nose, not his ears, not his bald head, but something known as cheekbones.
Scholars, who here has cheekbones?
I think everyone does actually. No, literally, everyone has cheekbones.
One hopes.
Yeah.
Scholars, have any of you guys ever poked at Dylan's cheekbones?
Do any of you want to poke Dylan's cheekbones?
I think we have some really confused people in the audience right now.
You know, for those of you who have not met Dylan before, I think it's important to demonstrate that Dylan's cheekbones possess magical properties. They are the most pliable thing I've ever seen. I'm so sorry, Dylan. Do I have your consent to demonstrate the stretchiness of your cheekbones?
Yes.
I have a stretching Dylan's cheekbones check.
Yes.
And in fact, Dylan recently confessed to me that his cheekbones are not the only stretchy part of his upper body. His ears also possess this incredible power.
Now Rufus is all the photos.
So, how does it feel to constantly have scholars coming up to you to try to touch your cheekbones and such?
The first time a scholar came up to me, they said that, my friend said your cheekbones look very squishy. Can I try pulling them? And naturally, I was really confused. And I was curious, were my cheekbones squishy? So I said, okay. And so they stretched it. And this scholar's friend, they said, oh, they're squishy. Let me also go stretch them. So they came up and asked, hi, can I stretch your cheekbones? I said, okay. And so they did. And then their 400 other friends all saw it. And they said, hi, can I stretch your cheekbones? And then I ran away. And this is true. I think it was who here is from, do we have any scholars from Chandigarh? Okay, we don't.
Any scholars from India?
Yes, I was at a round in Chandigarh, and during the closing ceremony, I went and locked myself in a room because there were 400 scholars, and it was very scary.
I received an email from Dylan saying I am in hiding.
Yes.
I said, get back out there. They want to pinch your cheekbones.
I did not get back out there. But I'm not the only member of the team, as we mentioned earlier, whose head gets attacked non-violently. Joga.
Dylan, I can understand the pain. I don't know if that's the right word.
Oh, you have nerves.
Sometimes maybe after hundreds it is pain, right, actually? But sometimes at certain regional rounds, scholars get the idea that it's good luck to rub a bald head. I don't know where this idea comes from. And it always starts with one. They say, I want to do well in my debates, can I rub your head? And you don't want to disappoint them, so you say, sure. And then their teammate, and then their other teammates, and
Their
then the other
opponents.
teams, and it's never ending. So I can understand, Dylan, where you're coming
You
from.
know, sometimes when a scholar asks me and they pull my cheekbones, I want to return the favor and ask them, can I pull your cheekbones? And sometimes when so many scholars come up to me, I just...
Dylan,
Hi.
you cannot pull a scholar's cheekbones. That is a form of physical aggression, no matter how it is intended. And scholars, we are You got it, Melbourne and Indonesia.
And our other scholars here.
That's right, that's right. We are, at our core, a non-violent program. And we tell the scholars at all the different regional rounds that we are a non-violent program and that you guys should be non-violent as well. But of course, there are some moments when the members of the team aren't exactly as non-violent as we try to make sure everyone else is. In fact, if you've ever felt the urge to punch a scholar in the face for poking at your cheekbones with a little too much haste, just take a breath and sit back down and keep within your place. And remember that we're non-violent. And if you've ever gotten irritated 'cause the scholar goes, you look just like Lord Voldemort, except you have a nose. Don't forget your shiny head is something that you chose. And remember that we're non-violent.
But scholars, you guys aren't all that non-violent either. If you've ever known the answer to a question in the bowl, but your teammate grabbed your clicker and went out of your control, before you go berserk and let your anger take its toll, remember that we're non-violent.
If you've ever had a teammate that got up and spoke with pride, but it turned out that he was preparing for the other side, don't hit him when he sits back down, just keep it all inside. Remember that we're non-violent.
If you've ever filled 5 bubbles in and none of them were right, or qualified for globals but then had to book a flight, don't send us angry emails or try to pick a fight. Remember that we're non-violent.
We are a non-violent program full of forgiveness and remorse. We're a non-violent program, and we keep it so by force.
You remember all the instances your Wi-Fi didn't work.
And also all the other times your Wi-Fi didn't work.
Please don't yell for KK, the Wi-Fi still won't work.
Remember that we're non-violent.
And if you've ever joined us at a round that ran a bit too long,
And our playlist just consisted of a single looping song.
Don't write angry Facebook posts, just try to sing along.
Remember that we're non-violent.
scholars, thank you for upholding the non-violent mission that we have been trying to spread around the world from round to round, especially during moments of frustration where one might even be tempted into violence.
Yeah, such as when it takes 24 minutes too long for the opening to begin.
Or when it takes 27 2 minutes long for the closing to finish.
I love this song.
Or when you email us asking for certificates and we never respond.
And then when you finally receive your certificates and it's not your name on them.
Or when you bring along 45 unregistered parents and we run out of seats. Sorry, guys.
I really love this song.
Or when some members of the team incorrectly suggest that pineapples go on pizza.
Chauncey, there is nothing incorrect about that. Pineapples do go on pizza.
I think you'll find, as I have found from regional round to regional round across the world, that I and the scholars rightfully believe that pineapple does not go on pizza.
Chauncey, I have been to thousands of regional rounds across both hemispheres this season, And universally, the students agree that pineapple is the perfect pizza topping.
Well, at the millions of rounds across all 5 hemispheres, the scholars all believe pineapple doesn't go on pizza.
Your hemispheres are not represented in the United Nations.
Guys, your hemispheres aren't represented anywhere. Now, there's only one way to finally settle this debate. Scholars, who here wants an epic rap battle? Well, we don't actually have one. But what we do have is an awkward rap battle. DJ KK, the music, please.
Roll your dough this, roll your dough that. Without pineapple, your pizza's just fat. So make that perfect shape and melt on top that perfect cheese. And then don't stop. Cover it all in tomato sauce. Don't like tomatoes either? You're lost. It is the culmination of a culinary notion, the perfect food across every land and ocean.
Oh, Daniel, you gotta get your head straight. Your argument draws a blank like a template. You want a pizza that's soggy and wet, then you can't get upset if it tastes like a cement grate. What do you mean a culinary culmination? It's a subject of years of cultural appropriation. I'm sorry, Canada, I know you're trying to play, but you want better trade deals, don't attack the taste buds.
Appropriate this, appropriate that. Your mama, she told me, I'm an alpaca, you're just a llama. Canada's polite, you could learn a thing or two. Your kind of pizza you can't even chew. It's rinky-dinky, it's stale and it's stinky. It wouldn't even win a freaking Da Vinci. So Chauncey mate, your debate is second rate. You're the one who's got to get his taste buds straight.
Hey, guys. Whoa. Can I just say something before this gets out of hand? Who cares?
Who cares?
Guys, this is a global round. We have thousands of scholars here from all over the world. We need to remind them that we, the World Scholars Cup, are a non-violent program. If you've ever been bewildered by an incoherent act,
Or thought that show tune, that's what these guys have lacked.
Before you wonder if the Scholars Cup is finally cracked.
Remember, your fees are non-refundable.
Cancellation within 30 days are 50% credible towards future participation.
this one's for everyone who came here expecting to meet scholars from all over the world. If you signed up for a global round to travel far away,
To meet all kinds of scholars from Havana to LA.
But then it turns out everyone's from Indonesia, eh?
Remember that this is Melbourne. If you take the time to think about the week we have ahead, we'll all make the mistakes that we prefer to leave unsaid. But in the end, we made it here, so get it in your
Remember that we're non-violent.
Non-colorist.
Non-practice.
pro Havana.
Non-violent program. Time! Where were we?
And now, we have a special presentation from the Melbourne Convention Bureau. Please welcome Beverly Williamson to the stage.